Hello friends. Last week we saw about cycle theory, two different of cycles available which are fixed cycle and sequential. Fixed, how do we call? Linear cycle, and sequential, how do we call? Non-linear. So we are going to continue little more about fixed cycle in this video. And then what is seasonality? How can we utilize seasonality in our day-to-day trading? How can we leverage seasonality? How it will be profitable for us using the seasonality analysis? How can we analyze? What are the different methods of seasonality analysis available for? What are all the natural cycle, like the planetary movements we have? What are the different kinds of natural cycles? The moon comes, moon goes, full moon, no moon, right? Those are also have dependency. Those are also have impact on our trading, which is what mentioned in the literature. And while we discussing about that, we'll discuss about sequential, which is non-linear cycles as well. What are the different non-linear cycle and some notable other cycles as well? Let us discuss. So what are we going to discuss? Basic of cycle analysis. So without much delay, sit back, focus, and continue. Natural cycles and seasonality. These are the various heliocentric cycle period. Heliocentric means planet it take the time to orbit around the sun and come back to its position. So Mercury takes this time, Venus takes, Earth takes, all this planet takes this time, and we observe cycle pattern in this. And similarly, synodic cycle period, meaning with reference to Earth and Sun, how many days or time it takes a planet to come to a same position, which is synodic cycle period. This is not an astronomy class. We need not to by heart this. The objective to mention this is because there is impacts of planet which is observed in the commodity markets and stock market as well. For example, seasonality, also known as the annual cycle, is a cycle of the sun. It is most common natural cycle analyzed as it is present in almost all markets. It heavily influences commodity market and is present through and is present. So less influential within forex, fixed income, and equities market. However, the natural cycles and seasonality impact all markets. Let us see the real-time example of seasonality chart. How can we use seasonality chart in our trading? I'm using stockcharts.com. This is the tool, this is the website I use to analyze the seasonality. I don't know what other tools are available, but this is good. Let us see how to utilize seasonality in our trade and learn about seasonality as well. Here is an example. You know about SPY. SPY is the index for 500 large companies in US. So when I trade for SPY, which is the market index, based on past 5 years, can I trade in June? What is the probability of me getting profit in June? So based on past 5 years from 2020 to 2024, 75% out of 5 years, 75% of the period, SPY closer higher than the open, meaning out of more than 4 June it opened more than the higher than the period it opened. For example, if it takes July every single year it closed higher than the open for the month. Similarly for me as well. So this is how when we start our trading, we can analyze is that good to trade in the month of July, or is that where is the higher probability to trade, which is the probability will be in our favor. So if I trade in July, there is more probability will be in my favor to get profits, right? If I trade in Jan or if I trade in October, I have only 40% or 50% probabilities, right? It's a zero sum game, and it's almost all related to probabilities, right? So this is how we use the seasonality. For example, I am analyzing for past 5 years. So if I want to analyze for past 10 years, I can do that. So now I am analyzing for past 10 years. In the past 10 years, 78% of the month in which SPY closed are higher than it opened from 2015 2024. If it trade in July, 100% SPY will close higher than its open for the month. For example, if I want to see what is the election year, I'll suppress non-election years. So these are the election. 2016 is a presidential election year. 2020 presidential election year. Again, this 2024 is presidential election year. In these years, all May, June, July, August, if I trade in SPY, always in these 4 months, based on the historical seasonality, SPY will close higher than the open for that specific period. So this is how we utilize seasonality. In seasonality charts, we can use histograms. There are line charts also available. And this line chart is all the line chart plotted with same scale. This is how we use seasonality chart, seasonality analysis and different chart patterns available for our analysis and trading. Detrending. What is detrending? Why should we use detrending? In the seasonality chart, to identify the cycle, to clearly identify the cycle, we need to detrend. Detrending is the act of removing the trend from a time series with the goal of isolating cyclical activity only. Detrending can be utilized to isolate any cycle but is most commonly employed with seasonal analysis. Why we should detrend? Because trending market tend to suppress cycle. There is a trending market, there is lots of noise, ups and downs, volatility is there. To identify the trend, we use moving average. But even moving average has trend into it. To remove the trend, we need to detrend the data. By removing the trend, why we are removing the trend? We allow cyclical activity to shine through. So clearly understand the cycle in that. There are different methods for detrending. Average price, median price, percentage change, linear regression, moving averages, first differences, link relatives, X level. These are the various methods available to detrend the given data, time series data. While detrending, what are the variables we need to consider? Like there are statistical outliers like black swan event. In ad hoc situation, the market tends to go in a different extremes. So we should try to avoid that. To avoid that, we'll take median instead of mean. That is one way, one of the variable we consider while detrending. And be aware that significant changes in price levels over period can erroneously influence detrending results. So methods such as percentage change, linear regression, moving average, detrending, and first differences minimize this issue. Let us see a few of the notable cycles. The first one is quadratic wave, A wave. This is normally appear in GDP, interest rate, and commodities. The period of this cycle is 52 to 53 years. The second one is Kuznets cycle. This is also called as building cycle or infrastructure cycle. Normally between 15 years to 20 years. The next one is juggler cycle. This is for fixed investment or business. This is also called as business cycle. This is normally 7 to 11 years. The average 9 years. Presidential cycle, pretty much you are aware. Every 4 years we can see this cycle. Next one is kitchen cycle, which is inventory cycle. This is 40 months, 3.33 years approximately. Now comes sequences or non-linear cycle. We all aware that Fibonacci, we use Fibonacci tools in our trading. So how Fibonacci is arrived? 0, 1, 0 and 1 makes the third one, and 1 plus 1 makes 2. 1 plus 2 makes 3, 2 plus 3 makes 5, so on and so forth. And we use that pretty much. Most of the technical analysts, they use Fibonacci. And similar to Fibonacci, there is Lucas sequence as well. 0, 2, 1, 3, 4, 7, 11, 18, 29, etc. And we use natural squares as well. 1 multiplied by 1. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25. So this is also applicable for the market, and we can see cycle based on natural squares as well. And spiral calendar based on Fibonacci squares and lunar cycle. Every 28 or 29 days will have lunar cycle. That will also have impact on the market. Benner identified non-linear sequences in commodity market. In this is Benner's identified sequence. Based on his identification, lows repeat with a pattern of 9, 7 and 11 years. 9, 7, 11. This continues. Similarly, highs repeat in the pattern of 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. This is Benner's finding. So this is all about cycle. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sticking till end of this video. All these notes are captured in the description section. You can download it from there. See you in the next video. Bye bye.